From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Well, good morning, everyone. I want to show you the activity that we've seen here since last night, really since yesterday evening, and a lot of activity off in the north and west. Of course, is where the bigger fires are. Now, what this satellite image can do is it really picks up on those heat signatures, and when you start getting into the bright oranges and even the whites, that's indicated the fires were burning very hot. But here in the last few hours, in the early morning hours, we're really only just seeing the pilot fire being picked up by the satellite image. Now, that's a good sign because that's telling us that the fires are not as active. They're not burning as hot, which is a good sign when we're talking about the overall activity of these fires. But they're still burning. They're still posing a threat. And that's something that we need to continue to monitor here. Now, the satellite also just picks up heat signatures in general to kind of give us an idea. And once again, it's mainly to the north and west that we've got to keep our eyes on. All right, take a look at the fire perimeters. Keep in mind, these are just general ideas. It's not driving distance. It's on a road that it's basically taking a straight line from the edge of the perimeter and then taking it to a particular location. These are not exact numbers, just to give you a basic idea. These fire perimeters, by the way, are coming in from late last night. They're the latest fire perimeters that I have on hand early this morning. So there you can see the deep fire. This is out in Trinity County, and you can see Coffee Creek, approximately 14.9 miles. It has moved a little bit closer since I last reported on this at about 4.2 miles. The Trinity Alps Resort is what we're looking at right there. And on the south side of the fire, about 13.9 miles from Helena. This is Highway 299, by the way, Junction City. There's Weaverville at about 12.3 miles. Take you out to the north and west in Delnor County. This is the Smith River Complex, and there's the small perimeter here. The main fire is off to the east here. That's about 7.4 miles from Gas Key. But this smaller little spot fire here to the west of this main fire, the river complex, is about 11.3 miles from Hiuchi. There's a 17.3 miles from Crescent City, and Smith River about 8.4 miles. And we take you off into the kind of the east here. This is also part of the Smith River complex. This has grown significantly since I last reported. It's just this little area right here. Now it's grown to the south, but about 2.6 miles from Idlewild. I think that's how you say it. Some of these smaller towns I'm really beginning to learn here quickly, so let me know if I'm saying it incorrectly. All right, here is the SRF Bluff Complex. Just a little fire right here, about 8 miles from Orleans, and that's, of course, taking you to the south here. This is Hoopa. This is Willow Creek. This is the Lone Pine Fire, about 4.9 miles from Willow Creek and about 2.5 miles from Hoopa. Doesn't look like it's grown a whole lot. Here's the pilot fire. This is the one we could see on that satellite image here, that one lone fire that we could see. That's what we're looking at right now, about 5.5 miles from Hyampom, 12.4 miles from Mad River, and about 9.5 miles it is from Dinsmore. All right, so kind of interesting here. Let's take a look at the smoke forecast here. And there you can see the bulk of the smoke is really in the vicinity of the fires. We're really not seeing this smoke spread a whole lot. If it is spreading, it's mainly going to be off to the north and east. That seems to be the upper level pattern blowing that smoke out. But really, it's just going to continue to be smoky on the northwest side of the state. So Trinity County, Del Norte, Humboldt counties, especially as you start heading inland, you're going to be dealing with a lot more of that smoke. But more mountain showers and thunderstorms here through the weekend, unfortunately. But a big cool down this weekend and more rain early next week. We'll certainly take the rain, just hopefully we don't get any thunderstorms with that. We'll take a look at that here in a second. But temperatures are starting to cool down a little bit, mid-60s for the coast, and then upper 90s for most of us in the inland areas, with, of course, that chance for showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Not as active, I don't think it'll be here for this afternoon, this evening as it was. We saw some pretty strong thunderstorms in Trinity County last night, Hayfork, Weaverville, for example, Trinity Center. I don't think the thunderstorms this afternoon and evening will be quite as strong, but we could still be looking at more lightning strikes, low to mid 90s for your daytime highs. But the trend, look at that. Boy, that just looks really refreshing, doesn't it? I mean, when we're talking about this heat that we've been experiencing, so mid 80s by the time we do get into Monday and Tuesday of next week. And that direct flow of moisture is starting to move out because the main area of low pressure is shifting eastward, so it's not really giving us that little conveyor belt coming in from the subtropics and really coming in from the monsoon moisture. So we still have moisture out there, just not as much. And that's why I don't anticipate the thunderstorms to be quite as intense, especially this afternoon and evening. So let's take a look at Futurecast. I mean, we have to wait until the late afternoon before we really start seeing any activity pop up. And even then, it won't be as intense. And then it dries out by tonight. And then you can see round 2 coming in around noon on Saturday. It starts to pick up, gets a little bit more intense. And now I think Saturday could be a bit more intense when we're talking about thunderstorms. Maybe a repeat of what we did see last night. Hopefully not, but we'll certainly keep a close eye on that for you, even making its way into the inland areas here. So places like Hoopa, Willow Creek could be looking at some of that activity as well. And then on Sunday, looks like there's some activity coming in from the west. So we could be looking at some more inland showers and thunderstorms again in the afternoon. There's a look at Hillary. It's a Category 4 hurricane as we speak, and it's not expected to intensify to a Category 4 hurricane, but you can see winds in excess as of 2 o'clock this morning of 145 miles per hour. We're going to be hearing about damage due to high swells along the coast, due to heavy rainfall, mudslides, debris flows. You're going to be hearing about some flooding along the Baja Peninsula as well. So this is going to have a major impact on the peninsula, and even the Gulf of California is going to be looking at those higher swells as well. So that could be creating a problem. By sometime Sunday, we're going to see it make its way into Southern California, and at this point, it still looks like it may still be a tropical storm with winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. So we're going to be talking about the potential for some wind damage in Southern California. This is going to have a pretty big impact for Southern California as well. Swells along the coast here of Southern California are going to be pretty high, and of course, heavy rainfall in the area. Could be looking at some more landslides there as well. So hoping for the best, but certainly something Southern California, I'm sure, has keeping an eye on. And then for Northern California, of course, it will die down significantly. And I think through the day on Monday, it'll be off to our east. But I'm just kind of what we call a broad brush forecast for your Monday with a chance for rain for everyone in Northern California on Monday. Let's take a look at those wave heights today. They're going to be pretty high, and they're going to be fairly high even through the day on Saturday. So just be aware of that. We do have that small craft advisory along the immediate coast, but there are those winds from the northwest at about 5 to 10 knots. All right, let's take a look at your forecast for your Friday. Showers, thunderstorms in Trinity County. Maybe some of those making their way for the inland areas as well, but not as hot. And I do expect dry conditions for the coast with temperatures in the mid-60s. Your 7-day outlook for both Hoopa and Weaverville, so basically Trinity County and the inland areas. Chance for showers continue through at least through Tuesday. Best chances, at least with Hillary, will be on Monday, and then maybe some leftover moisture on Tuesday that could create some activity here, but drying out by Wednesday and Thursday. But over the next 2 days in particular, maybe even into Sunday, we've got to watch for that potential for more thunderstorms, especially into Trinity County. Let's take a look at your 7-day outlook for Eureka, and of course we're going to be looking at dry conditions. However, do have that chance for rain on Monday, drying out by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.